give us maybe, I don't know, just a couple of tips on like what can someone do before they get on stage, or maybe a little bit of like affirmations, what they can say to themselves.
Yeah, totally. I think one thing that controls you in anything that you do, whether it's getting on stage, whether it's sitting across from your boss asking for a raise, whether it's, you know, sitting down with your partner having a conversation about where the relationship is going, whatever it is, breathing is at the center of everything, right?
I 100% agree.
So before I go on stage or before I do any of the things that I mentioned, I have this technique and it's called the 2-1-2.
Okay.
So I take 2 quick breaths in, which is let it out, and then do one really deep one, like literally to the top of your lungs, which is, and then the 2 again, which is the 2 short burst. Sometimes I might need to do it once. Sometimes I might need to do it twice or 3 times.
Yep.
But I need to just center myself before I go on.
Yep.
So before I go on, there's crazy madness going on with everything.
There's a lot,
right?
There's hair, makeup, everyone's speaking.
Totally. Whether you've got notes on your podium, whether you're mic'd up, whether it's a handheld, whatever it may be. You're worried about the clicker of the presentation on your screen. Just do this. It recenters you, or come up with your own technique.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the 2-1-2. It could be 2-2-1. It could be 1-1-2. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Find something that works for you, because I notice once I center myself with the breathing, my vocal range changes, the depth of my voice changes, the tone is different, and I just feel a lot more centered, even physically with my walk. When I'm walking onto stage, I feel more powerful.
Yeah.
So it really, really helps. I would say breathing, if you can find a way or a technique that works for you.
Yep.
Just go for it.
What about words? Any words that you say to yourself, like as in affirmations, or do you?
I went through a phase of where it was the imposter syndrome. Now I don't get it as much, but I just say to myself, you're exactly where you're meant to be.
Oh, I love it. I love that.
Because that brings me back into my body.
Yep.
Because we're like, I feel like we have these outer body experiences, right?
Yeah. Especially when you're like in front of a crowd, because you're like, I don't know where I start and they begin.
Yeah.
I don't know where,
Yeah. You're in the middle of a sandwich here.
Yeah.
Because what you're doing is there's a crowd, there's you as the layer, and then there's your client, the brand.
Yeah.
And what you're representing. And you're bang in the middle of that sandwich.
100%.
Right?
You're like the liaison.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's the pressure on top and there's the pressure underneath.
Yep.
And it's squeezing and squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. They're about to take a bite and you want that bite to be the best bite ever.
Yep.
Right? And you want to be a part of it. So that pressure is really, really on. And you're so right, because I don't think there is a where they start, where we begin. It's all mushed together.
It's all mushed together.
Right.
No boundaries up here.
Fortunately and fortunately. So I think you are where you're supposed to be and you're meant to be. Just brings me back, because I'm like, hang on, you've worked for this.
Yeah.
Like, this just didn't happen overnight.